talk about this little thing here, talking about feelings, beliefs, and experience. What we feel comes from what we believe, and what we believe comes from our experience, or I call it programming. Our lives are like programming things, aren't they? Like every event all day long is like a keystroke of a computer keyboard, isn't it? Stuff's being put onto our hard drive all day long, okay? We're remembering, we're recalling, something's being programmed in us all the time, okay? So we need to understand that what we feel, the emotions that you and I have, come from what we believe. And belief comes from what we've experienced. There's a little diagram there. Okay? Let me give you an example of that. Okay? Again, feelings come from beliefs, beliefs come from experience. Okay? Let's say that you are driving through an intersection where you live. Okay, you're driving your car, okay? Let's say it's like Main Street, okay? Main Street and Elm Street, okay? Let's say that you have never had any problem there, and when you drive through that particular place, do you feel any particular thing? When you drive through the intersection of Elm and Main Street, do you feel anything? No, okay? Okay, how about this? How about one day you're driving there, it's 2:15 on a Tuesday afternoon, and somebody rear-ends your car. Now, before, you felt nothing when you came to Main and Elm. But now, every time you come to Main and Elm, what are you going to be thinking about? Yeah. Do you think it's going to make you a little more circumspect, a little more cautious, right? Now, is there any reason for you to think that on that day you're going to have an accident? No. That would seem like an irrational, unreasonable fear, okay? But what is it based on? Experience. It's based on experience. You see, what I experienced caused a reordering of what I believed. And that belief then causes an emotion, causes me to feel something. Okay? So here's the thing. Sounds very simple, but when I come to these places where I've got strong emotion coming up all the time, I need to ask myself, where did this feeling come from? Because it's always going to trace back to an experience. Okay? When I find out what the experience is, I'll find out where the belief actually came from. All right? Okay, let's talk about various kinds of memories. And again, I'm not a psychologist. I'm just somebody who's a pastor who does pastoral counseling. So I'm not speaking to you from a psychologically authoritative perspective. I'm just talking to you from a general psychological perspective and just from a general, everyday life perspective. Here's what we know, okay? Others of you who have more skill in that area, you can, find more emphatic information about this. There are categories of memories that the Lord's going to heal. There are active memories. Those are things that you can kind of recall easily. Like I asked you, what was your first day of school like? You can recall those pretty easily. Or I can say, for instance, if we determine that you're kind of feeling rejected or you don't feel like you fit in somehow, I could say, well, when do you typically feel that? Then you might be able to come up with several memories, okay? And that would be an accurate, active memory, okay? There are also darkened memories. Those are memories that are kind of under the surface. You don't necessarily recall with great clarity what they are, okay? I'm not somebody who gets into this recovered memory thing with remembering things that that you've never ever thought about. I don't get in a lot into that stuff. First of all, one reason is because of the way we do things. When we follow the emotion back and not the lie, we follow the emotion back to find the source, not the lie. That's different, okay? We tend to deal with far fewer memories, far fewer, like probably maybe 10 to 20% of what other models might encounter, okay? Why? Because we believe that the Holy Spirit is leading us to that place of pain. We believe that the Holy Spirit's the one leading us. We're not trying to figure it out, okay? We're not doing sanctified cognitive therapy here. The Holy Spirit's in charge of this process.